Okay, everybody, welcome back again. This is Ben from Paintballers World, Singapore Paintball Series, Red Dynasty Paintball Park, and many other brands.
Yes, and I'm Dominic here.
Okay, so here we are today giving you an insight on how to actually play the layout for this upcoming event on Sunday, which is the SPS 500 Division 4 Leg 2.
Yes.
So the reason why we are doing this is also to hope that the teams can actually have an insight on some of the game strategies that you can adopt. Definitely, they are not the best. You know, you really have to put it down to practice in the field. But it gives you an insight on what you can do and what are the possible options that you can actually play out in the field.
With Ben's great knowledge and experience in paintball, we're gonna see what he can come up with and how we can reproduce this in the field, and we will see whether some teams take this up on the weekend.
All right. So also taking a step back, we are trying to provide more information about the SPS 500 event with our live talk show. So for any viewers who are out there, if you are interested to find out a little bit more about the SPS 500, just go on to our website www.singaporepaintballseries.com and you will find more information. Otherwise, you can go to our YouTube channel, which is the Singapore Paintball Series channel, and you will be able to find all the clips. They are all archived in the channel list. And at the same time, you know, you might have missed out on this episode, but fret not. You know, we're always going to have it there for you. You can watch it at your own leisure.
Yep.
Okay. So right, yeah. So today we have actually 3 game strategies for you, and for the Division 4 guys, you got to really listen hard because some of these plans might be what you are doing over the weekend. But before that, you know, we have a few events, update and announcement and shout out that we have to do. So let's bear with us for a while as we go through some of these advertisements.
Yep. So the first one is GI Sports Singapore Cup 2017. So this event is happening on the 13 and 14 May. Prizes are awesome. Looking for the winning team in Division 1, you get a free trip. A free registration to NXL 2017 in the US, and also paints will be provided.
That's
as
right.
100%. So basically, all you need to do is fly over there, get your lodging sorted, and then be at the event. Everything else is covered. You know, your registration, your paints, and have a wonderful time and do Asia proud, basically.
That's right. So in collaboration with GI Sports, GI Sports has proudly sponsored our event, and therefore the name GI Sports Singapore Cup 2017. And the grand prize for one of the Division 1 team will be a free entry, as what Dom said, and paints will be covered absolutely free for the team who is out there playing. So if you are shooting 25 boxes, 30 cases, 40 cases, you know, as many paints as you like to shoot, it is all covered by GI Sports. So registration is already open at this moment. You can register onto APA, and the registration pricing is listed as shown, and they are in US dollars. So be sure to check us out and be sure to register yourself for the event, because this is going to be a very big GI Sports Singapore event that has never been done before. We are getting representatives from GI to fly in all the way from US to Singapore to support us in this event as well. And we're trying to make a big hoo-ha. But more importantly, is to allow our players from overseas region to find out a little bit more about what Asia Paintball can offer to you.
All right, just a shout out to Shark, who is on the live chat.
Yes, I'm sorry, I didn't put on my mic. I think that is clearer now.
Yeah, if
Okay.
Shark, you're watching right now, just give us a shout out to see whether Ben's mic is okay, whether you can hear us loud and clear.
Okay, so let's move on.
Yeah, so just shout out also to the official venue, Red Dynasty Paintball Park. They recently did some upgrades. You know, they have full concrete flooring. We've got some shelters at the pit areas, and the turf is the ground for the playing field is artificial turf, so no rocks, no mud. It's a wonderful playing arena for the venue for the GI Sports Paintball Cup.
Yes, so be sure to join us for this event.
All right, next up is the GI meets. Oh, sorry. Shout out to the medias that are coming on board. So there's some. It's really heating up in the Facebook page. Do join us on our GI Sports Singapore Cup Facebook page. Basically, Winter Fly from Above from Malaysia has joined. Will be joining us for the event. Same as King Ang Images and SGPB TV, which is made up of zoo photography and aerial sharks.
Okay, and the reason why we are getting these medias to come in, partly because we want more coverage for Asia Paintball and more coverage for the event, but also for the teams. With these available medias coming into the event, we really hope that you can engage some of our media friends. You know, get them to photograph you on the field, to video you on the field, and pay them a small sum for their services so that you can have good memories participating in the event. So nothing comes free. You know, do support them as they are trying to put in their effort and dedication back into the sport as well.
Yep. So to all the other medias out there in Australia, in Malaysia, and Singapore, definitely do drop us an email or message. We'd definitely like to invite you to this event, to cover this event.
Sure, and also doing a shout out to Ime. We have gotten your message. So Dominic is going to send you a reply in a very short while. Okay, so do hang in there for a while.
Yep. Kate, GI Sports meets Asia.
So yeah, so at the same time, while GI Sports are sending their representative down to Asia, it is also a good opportunity for us to meet some of these representatives. So on the 12th of May, 2017, which is the day before the GI Sports Singapore Cup,
Yep,
we are opening up a reception to welcome all the dealers, tournament organizers, potential account holders, and even field operators to come in to meet up with the GI representative for a showcase of all the GI products that are made available to you for your field, for your pro shop, or even for your own local teams. So there is a deal that is put up and will be available to anyone who register for this event. So GI Sports has proudly announced that for any account that are open on the 12th of May, this new account will actually get $100 off discount off their first order.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you order anything that's $500 US, you get $100 discount. That's almost 1/5 of the actual price. As long as you are opening an account on the 12th of May.
Wow, that's a great opportunity for a great discount that everyone should jump on board. Definitely, if you're interested to get GI Sports into your event or your shop, do fill in the online form. Basically, there's an invite online form that you need to fill in so that we can get back to you. They're limited space, so definitely you need to RSVP and we need to reply to you whether we'll be able to have you with us as well. So register now on the website. I'll put the link in the comments in the YouTube page or in our Facebook page.
Yes, and also GI Sports is not only about GI products, but they basically carry a whole range of other products as well. For example, V-Force, Tidman, Empire products, JT products, and as well as the sponsorship program, which is the all-in program for Empire, and the Imperial program for GI. So basically, it is a brand that encompasses all the other brands that will definitely be beneficial for you.
Yep. Okay, so next one will be the other event?
Yeah, go ahead.
So let's talk a little bit about the Asia Girls Paintball International Championship 2017.
Right. So another shout out to all ladies teams who are interested in playing paintball. This is one of the event that we have put in place for all female team to come and participate. It's basically the Asia Girls Paintball International Championship 2017. It's happening on the 29th to 30th of July. We are opening and hoping to invite all female teams to come in and join us for this event. In fact, at this moment, there are already 2 teams that have registered. We're hoping to see more female teams coming. And we also like to do a shout out to one of the teams that have already registered, and they are Radical Pixies, which is a team coming from Singapore. And these ladies, comprising of Fida, Jane, Meg, and Saab, are going to participate in another event just right before the Asia Girls Paintball event. And they are actually participating in the Arena Moscow Girls Cup. So these girls and ladies are actually traveling to Russia to participate. And it's happening on the 29th of April. So if any of these girls, any of you who are playing and you are a female lady player who is playing paintball and you want to follow Jane and the rest of the other team to Asia, to Russia. You know, this is the third time they are traveling to Russia, so you know, do a shout out to Jane, and she'll give you more information about that this event that's happening in Russia.
Yep.
All right.
So yeah, definitely all ladies invited. Men are also invited, but you're well invited to come and watch.
Yeah,
watch
invite
the games.
to support them and be their posh pot bitch.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you have a wife or a sister that is playing paintball, definitely let them know about this event.
Right.
Okay, now going on to the good stuff, layouts.
Okay, the layouts. So for me, today I've come up with 3 layouts for everyone. First, I'll break out the layout into the most simplest form of layout, which is what I know as my normal breakout. And this is the plan that I have for my normal breakout.
Okay, just show the few different layout positions. So we are using the WPBO 2016 layout 4 for our upcoming event 2, SPS500 Event 2.
Right, so as you can see, there are not many spaces that you can hide the minute you break out, and as soon as the game has started, you know, everybody will be trying to find a bunker so that they can be kept safe behind the bunker.
Yep, and then a quick shout out to the software that we'll be using. So this software just popped up on the net. It was creating quite a lot of hype on social media. PB Playbooks 3, right? They are done by 4Me Labs. It's a free app you can download from their website, or you can also find it on the App Store. Right? It's currently only available on the Apple Store. I think they are soon to launch the Android and also a web version.
Yeah, it's only available for iOS at this moment. Okay, so here we have 3 layouts. This is my first plan. Okay, so as you can see, these small little dots over here, those are where the players are going to be. Now, the reason why I chose this layout is because I want to have a very good balance on the Dorito as well as a good balance on the snake side. And having one player to run up the center basically gives me a little bit more coverage attacking up the snake. Why the snake? Because this has been a long time since we have put in place a snake layout. And to have this layout here, we are basically putting a little bit more emphasis on a normal gameplay where you make use of the snake, and you try to get into the snake and slowly climbing up the snake. Okay, so as you can see, I've already placed the players behind the bunker based on this first layout, and I'm going to put up the primary shooting lanes for all these players. So upon entering the bunker, I would have this guy in the center coke can to be shooting down the corner, as well as looking into the Dorito 2, and to have the Dorito player doubling up to try and get someone out from the corner Dorito as well. And up in the center W, I would have someone running up to the center W and really putting down his lane down on the snake side, which in this case will be Racer 1, as well as trying to take out the corner guy running into the corner snake. And to have our back corner guy probably doing on a delay run and shoot down the tape side, so just to be sure that he's looking into the snake tape. And to have our snake guy running off the break and really trying to battle the snake at the same time, looking a little bit across, looking out for the center guy that's coming up in the center. Now, so assuming if there's no one in the center and the snake guy stays alive in a racer, which is the bunker here. So what we want him to do is to have him run up snake 1 into racer, not going into snake 1 yet, but into racer, and really have this center guy watching down the tape and this back guy giving him a lot of support from the tape side before he actually tries to move up the snake 1 and snake 2 and try to see if he can do a bunkering move. Now, it is important for this center guy right here in the middle, to basically be playing in a, hang on, there's something wrong there. Right here in the middle, to be playing in a squatting position. Now, often than not, we have seen many players running up to the W. But when you run up to the W, you have to understand that what is the reason for you to run up to the W? Are you playing an offensive position or are you playing a defensive position? Now, if you are playing a defensive position, then why are you standing right up in the open, allowing people to shoot you either from the left or the right or even at the top of your head? So if I'm running up to the center and playing a defensive position, my aim is very simple. It's basically to go up there, lock down the lanes, and stay alive, right? Instead of going to the left if there's nothing else to look out for, and you forgot about your primary role, which is to play a defensive position. Now, in this case, if you have a W guy looking down the tape side, which means the tape of the snake, looking down this way, there is no way that any player would be running up into the snake, even if he's in racer, or even if he's in the back corner. There's nothing much he can do. You know, there's very little space for him to dive into snake. There's very little space for him to run up into the racer bunker. So all you need to do is basically stay alive, keep yourself short, squat down if you can, play it tight, and really keep your ears open, listen out to the commands given by the back corner, as well as commands given by the snake player, and you should be safe. Now, this will be my primary allocation for a normal game plan, to have a center guy running up to the center most of the time, and if possible, to have this guy, who is the corner tape Dorito, to try and bump up to Dorito 1 if possible, and also to come up to the center tower over here. It is tough, but definitely this bunker can be reached. You know, I've played last weekend and we know that a player can basically take a few steps, do a short dive, and go into this bunker. Now, let's not forget that if this player has already gone into the Dorito 1 and taking up position, it is important for the center guy to not stay in the center for too long, but basically to make a break to the corner and really hold the corner lanes down, so that this Dorito player who is here can try and move up into 1 and 2 at the command of the corner guy who is already in position. Okay, so in this case, having this player to run up here to provide a good coverage, and then for this player to move up upon the play is set up for him. Okay, so this will be my game number 1. Now, moving on, I'm going to show you game number 2. So for those guys who have not written down anything, don't be afraid. You know, it's all recorded, so you can go online in a short while, and then you can view it from our YouTube channel. Okay, so we are going to go into our second game plan, which is a rather more offensive game plan, if I can call it. And you have noticed that in this game plan, I'm basically trying to do a very heavy Dorito, in a sense where I have more players looking at the Dorito side, and in this case 3 players, if you notice, and have only 2 players locking down the tape side of the snake. Now, the bad thing about this game plan is that while you are offensive on a Dorito, you need to basically play a faster game, so much so that you do not stay stagnant into the game, but basically have your Dorito moving up all the time. Now, in order for the Dorito to move up all the time, it is important for this guy to stay alive, and for him to basically lock down the whole entire Dorito tape, shooting deep into the corner, and once in a while looking down Dorito 1 if he needs to, and at the same time open his mouth and be very be a source of information for the players who are standing at the back, in this case these 2 players, to bump up as fast as they can. Okay, once the lanes are locked now, bump up, do not even look tape, just look cross. Have the confidence that this guy is locking them down from the corner side, and bump up whenever you can. So once again, if I may, to have this guy run up here and to have this guy bumping up his position, and to partner up to try and clear the Dorito by shooting down the tape, the cross side. Okay, so that's what I would play. Now, when you are adopting this strategy, it is also very important for the corner guys to stay alive. And in this case, this guy and this guy. Now, you will have noticed that there are only 2 players on the snake side. So if I divide the whole entire field into half, this whole entire half of the field is taken care of by this player who's here, and of course this player who's in the corner. Now can you imagine if these 2 players are being shot out of the break? What happens? The whole entire snake tape is open, and it'll be very hard for this lone ranger to defend the whole entire snake side. So if you are adopting this strategy, it is very important for this player and this player to keep themselves alive in the field and to stay alive for as long as you can, playing in a very defensive position. Once again, a defensive position. You do not want to stick your head out, you do not want to gunfight, because the minute you are dead, it opens up the whole entire gateway for the whole snake, for your opposing snake to charge up in this direction, or even for the center back guy to move up. So you have to keep yourself alive. Another thing to note for the heavy Dorito format, this player becomes a very critical player. Reason because he cannot play his position like a normal front Dorito player. His aim is to basically draw as much fire as he can while trying to capture territorial ground, and have this player here who's right behind him to make the kills. Now, for those guys who have heard me talk about game strategy, I'm always talking about the first player being the lure and the second player being the hunter. So basically, this player sets himself up as the bait, and the second player is the hunter who goes around killing anyone who's shooting at him. Okay, so if you are playing this strategy, it is extremely important for the front player to move up as much as you can, to draw as many fire as you can, and basically to stay alive, so that this player is able to kill. Now, it is important for both players to work together. If not, the whole entire plan will fail. Okay, given that if you are moving up the Dorito at a very fast pace, and if both players are already on the same line, so in this case, imagine this player is already moving up and this player start bumping up as well. Okay, it is important for the center back guy to note that if all your players are in the same line as you, try to find an opportunity to charge up if you can, running into the center, trying to draw some fire so that these 2 guys can actually make some move further down. Okay, so that's my whole entire game plan for game plan number 2. All right, let's go down to game plan number 3. Hi Ashraf, I saw you checking in, so thank you for watching this episode. And if you guys can share this link with everyone, we hope that more players can come online to see us talk about game strategy. Now, this is my last and final game plan for the team. Now, of course, when you're playing in a race 2 format, there are times where you become very offensive and there are times where you become very defensive. So in the earlier 2 layout, I've shown the first layout to be a normal layout where you should have a normal game plan and then play that game plan and see what happens, and then slowly you try to change your mindset, you change a little bit of game plans, you try to review the game plan. Game plan number 2 was actually a very offensive game plan that require player to bump up on the Dorito side. As you can see, we are actually charging up the Dorito side and putting a lot more players up the Dorito. And for game number 3, which is the layout that we are looking at right now on your screen, it's more like a defensive layout that I have. Basically, if you are holding on to points and if you are winning and there's no reason for you to basically run out and get yourself killed, this might be the game plan that you want to adopt so that you can run the time down and you can actually save yourself some energy by staying behind the bunker and keeping yourself alive. Now, one of the things about defensive game plan is that most of the players will go out there, go out to the bunker, stay behind the bunker, and play like a normal game plan. You can't do that, because in a defensive game plan, your aim is to stay alive. Your number 1 objective is to basically run down the time. And to run out of time, you have to be alive, because as long as you're shooting, your opponents are not going to come down charging at you. They're not going to run down at you. As long as you're alive, you're stopping them from coming down to gain that point. So number one principle of a defensive game plan: stay alive. Now, of course, with this game plan, you can see that we try to widely spread out all the players. Definitely, player can try to do a delay breakout. So upon a breakout, they can stack up, do a delay. Some can be shooting right in the open. And as soon as that is done, within a couple of seconds, have the corner players running to the corner and really basically put up two primary lanes, locking down the tape, defensive lanes if you need to, or even if you want to do a cross up, shooting right into, trying to block out a small little pyramid here, blocking out the whole entire half side of the field. I'm going to give a simple tip to most of the beginner players. Now, when you are doing a defensive plan, what you can do is, upon breakout, try to shoot as far as possible. So if I want this guy to be shooting right all the way to the end. I want this guy to do a run up. He breaks out here, and then he starts shooting up a lane by putting his lane down, and this guy can be shooting down the lane. Try to shoot as far as possible. So on a normal breakout, shoot as far as possible. Okay? Shoot as far as possible. Now, after a minute or so into the game, depending on whether you get any G or there's no G, or even if your opponent doesn't know what they are doing, you get a sense of them not trying to create that offensive movement. You want to know that the game cannot be a standstill. Of course, it can in a sense because you're running down the time, but when you get an advantage, maybe off the break you get 1 G, you get 2 Gs. You want to capitalize on the defensive play and make it into an offensive play. Now, to do that, players need to move, and therefore communication is important. Now, however, if you do not get the early G and all your opponents are alive in the game, what you need to do is to allow them to make some move such that it is not a standstill. And in order to do that, after a couple of seconds, maybe 30 seconds or a minute, someone in the team has to call that play. You want to set up lanes that are basically only locking down the center 50 of the field. So what I mean by center 50, instead of shooting far end, which I've shown you earlier, now I want you to shoot near end. I want you to be shooting just near end. I want you to be shooting just, be sure that you are just locking down players at the center half. Now, the reason for that is you want to create maneuvers for the team. Now, as team starts to move, you basically create more movement in the team. Now, if my teammate is moving, I will naturally want to move. Okay, because I want to support him and I want to go. Now, by creating this opportunity for players to move and for you to lock down only the center 50s, you are basically creating an opportunity for your opponent to move, and therefore for you getting the kills. And this is something that I've adopted many times. Along the way, when we are trying to do an in-depth defense, we try to do a half of the field defense as well. And by doing that, we create a lot more movement, and you can slowly see that if there are players on the opposite side of the field, you can actually see them moving a lot. Okay, you can see them trying to bump up, thinking that there's always a chance, running to the corner. And this is where you try to create opportunity for them to move up closer to you. And the closer they are to you, the easier they are getting shot out in the field. So that's what you want to do. So first and foremost, shoot in deep, and then 30 seconds into the game or 1 minute into the game, try to shoot only focusing on the center half, and really sit all the way back and don't move. Now, of course, when you get a G, it doesn't mean that you cannot win the game. Once you get an early G, it is important for you to also try and get a win. Okay, and at this juncture, try as much as possible. If any of your players are being shot out, try as much as possible not to fill the corner. So if this guy is gone, don't fill. All right. If this guy is shot out, don't fill the corners. Even if this guy is shot out, don't try and run in. Stay in your position, and most importantly, look cross and stay alive and keep talking and talking and talking. Okay, so that's all I have for my last game layout. So I hope you have gotten some knowledge as well as some insight to how I would play the field and how I will strategize my team if it's my team who is playing in the field. But more importantly, whatever we are talking now is all people play, right? Nothing beats going into the field and walking the field on your own, checking out the angles, understanding the logic behind the game, and putting common sense into the game. Now, a lot of times we can play the game, everyone can shoot, everyone can trigger, everyone can load the paints, but it is the faster guy who can think, who can maneuver, who has a backup plan, who put logic into the game that actually wins the game. So if there's anything that you can improve in your game, it is going there and think of how your opponent will react and therefore counter-react to what you think and what you can imagine. And there's countless play that you can do in the field. So all you need to do is create more scenarios for yourself. And for teams who are out there doing drills, doing skirmishing, week in, week out, practicing, I would like to also encourage teams to come out to the field to really put more game time into the field by drilling and practicing 2v1s, 1v1, 3v1s, because these are actual game situations that can happen. And the more 1v1s that you are playing, the faster you can play, the faster you react, the faster you put thoughts into the game, and things will become more logical to you when you play, instead of just sitting behind and shoot and basically you're not thinking. Okay, so you have to be a thinking player and really think and really move smart and move quietly, move stealthily. All right, so that's all for me for this week.
Right, thank you, Ben, so much for the insights. I think there's a very insightful lesson you have shown us in the different layouts and positions.
Hopefully it can help out to the teams, especially for the Division 4 teams. I know you guys are starting new, you're very new to game plans. So hopefully these 3 game plans can help you out to plan for your team this weekend. And we'll see whether it happens. And if it does happen, if it's a good layout, do come out to me, let me know, so that we can always improve and we can learn from one another as well.
Yep. And a quick shout out to our official food vendor, Warong Wow. Warong Wow is taking pre-orders now for lunch for the event on Sunday. So if you haven't placed your order, place it. Contact Gia herself directly. Her number is on our Facebook page, and place your pre-orders. All right. And also visitors, crews, and supporters, there's no charge for them.
Yeah, there's no charge.
Yeah, so come and support your family, your friends, and if you want to get food as well, pre-order it from Warong Wow.
Okay, so we hope you have enjoyed the live show. We're going to continue putting on more live show episodes onto the web. We hope that you can share. Our main idea is to bring Asia paintball out of Singapore, and particularly for Singapore paintball, SPS500, we want most of the teams in Asia to come out and experience what we have put in place for you. We're running the league in a very professional way, where we have the live show, and we have many features and exciting things that is going to be lined up for the participants as long as you are playing in the SPS500. So we want to see you out here playing in Singapore as well.
Yep, so join us this Sunday. The live feed will be on as well. You can catch the games and be updated with the scores. I think that's it.
Yes, and for those guys who are keen to come and help us out to do commentary for the games,
yes,
you're more than welcome to join us. Of course, say the good things and keep the bad things to yourself, okay? So we'll see you in our next episode. And here's Ben checking out.
And here's Dominic.
We'll see you in our next show. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.